Hi guys, and welcome back. We're still talking about string formatting. In the first video I showed you the old way of doing stuff, that is formatting your string using the modulo sign S or the modulo sign arrow for the raw output. Okay, so in this particular video I'll show you the new way of doing things. So I'm just going to go ahead and just change this to new way. Okay, now new way is string literals, so you can format using string literals using the F keyword in Python just before the opening quotes, okay, or using the .format method in Python as well. So how do you do that? So I'm just simply going to change this to S, and I'll do that for this as well, and I'll do that for this as well. So let's get familiar with that F word I'm talking about. I'm going to copy this, hit the enter key, and then paste this below. So how do you do this in the new way? So let's comment this out. So this is the old way, so I'm just going to comment this as the old way, and then in the new way all you have to do is simply add this F, right? Now in the new way you don't need all this, okay. So in the new way you have to add this F. It could be capital F or small letter f, okay, so anyone works. So you can do this as well, F, it also works, but let's stick to our small letter f. Okay, now in the part where you want to replace the variable, you have to use these curly brackets. Okay, so curly brackets, and then the name of the variable. So here I'm going to put name, and here I'll put another curly brackets, okay, or curly braces as you call it, and then I'll put surname, right? And then here also I'll add another curly bracket, and I'll just put pet. Okay, so once I save this, Ctrl S, this is the new way of doing stuff, okay, of actually formatting string. So when I save this and then I go to my Visual Studio Code, I love to clear this as usual. I'll hit the R key and hit enter, and you can see, guys, I have the same effect. Now the first print statement is the print statement from the old way, okay, no, the normal print statement. This is the normal print statement without any formatting, and then this is the new one with formatting. Okay, so you can see everything works the same way, guys, the same way. So that is one way of doing stuff. The other way of doing this same thing is by you do this, okay, so you have name, right, you have surname, and you have pet. Now the next thing it's expecting is called a .format method. So .format, right, and once you add .format, okay, it's expecting you to add some parameters. Okay, so the parameters you're going to add is, you're going to tell it, oh, you're telling me to format something. So what is name, what is surname, what is pet? Okay, what is name, what is surname, what is pet? So you can simply say your name here, and you can just say equals to maybe anything you want. For example, I'm just going to use my name once again. Sorry about my throat, guys. And then it's expecting surname. So here you can actually create your variables here, like, and assign them here. Okay, so it's like expecting a surname, so I'm just gonna put John, and then sorry guys about my throat. And then it's expecting what your pet should be. So I'm going to put pet, and I'll just put a lion. Okay, so I'll just put lion. All right, so I'll Ctrl S that, right? So this is one of the benefits I think you have in this method. When you use the dot format method, you can actually define exactly what you want the variables to be right here, okay, and then you have those variables being replaced here, right? Okay, good. Now let me go back here, clear this, and then hit this and run that once again, and you can see that it works. Okay, you see that my name is Innocent, surname John, and pet Lion. So this also works. Now let me show you one more thing before I go to the escape sequence. All right, guys, so what I want to show you is I can easily come here and put a 0, right? I can also come here and put a 1, and I can also come here and add a 2. Now what can I do here? I can come here and just say name, right? I can also come here and delete this surname, and I can come here and say a pet. Okay, so Control S, and now let's see exactly what happens when you do something like this. So when you do this, clear the screen, hit enter, and then run your code, and you can see that it gives you it. So what happened here is you have a numbering. So you know, in computer science generally you start your numbering from 0. Okay, so you have a numbering 0, 1, 2, and you're telling it that name should be what name should be replaced here, surname should be replaced in 1, and then pet should be replaced in 2. So it looks for the value of name, surname, and pets, okay, and it replaces them here. So that is what you have under this. So if I change these values right here, you are going to see the changes reflected in my program, okay, in the print statement. So next, I hope you understand this one. The next thing I want to talk about with you is the escape sequence, guys. The escape sequence. I'm so excited and fired up to talk about this with you. Okay, so let's talk about the escape sequence quickly. I'm just going to place this under. I'm just going to comment this out, right? So that doesn't work anymore, and then I'll talk about escape sequence. So I have a print statement that says my name is Innocent Akpariva, I love dogs. Now, so I want to just say, instead of this is, I want to do my names. So my name is, so this is exactly what I want. So I want to have something like this that will be printed. I want to say right. You know what comments are by now. Okay, if you don't know what comments are, go and watch previous videos where I talk about comments, guys. Okay, so this is exactly what I want printed out, but I'm going to I'm going to print this, but I'm going to run this code. So clear the screen first so you see the new code. I'm going to run this code and see exactly what happens and explain to you exactly what is going on. So I run this code and I get a syntax error, invalid syntax, and I'm even getting like a hint, and you can see this arrow here showing me that there's a problem right here. Okay, so how do I solve this problem, guys? First, understand what is happening. So you should know what syntax are. Syntax in programming it just means some basic rules you have to follow while writing the program. Okay, some basic rules that you must follow. It's not an option. So if you don't follow the proper and correct syntax, your interpreter is not going to understand what you're trying to do. So what is one of the syntax you have to follow. If you start a string with a single quote, the next thing the interpreter is looking for is another single quote that ends that particular string, okay, that ends that particular line of code, okay, not the line of code, sorry, that end the string itself, okay. So the end of the line of code is this, okay, and then a new line of code, and if I hit the enter key, that means I'm going to have a new line of code. Okay, let me not get ahead of myself there, guys. So my name's Innocent Akbareva, I love dogs. Now what can I do about this? Two things I can do about this, right? I can solve this in 2 ways. The first way is I have to change this first single quote to a double quote, right? And then come here and also change this to a double quote. So if I hit Ctrl S, this will work. So let me just clear that, and then I run my code, and you see that it works exactly the way I want it printed out. So my name is Innocent Akbareva, I love dogs. Another way you can do this is by the escape sequence. So that brings us to the escape sequence we've been talking about, okay. So the escape sequence is just a backslash, okay. So once I add a backslash before my quote, is going to escape that quote, which means it's not going to interpret this quote, okay. So that's not a backslash, this is a backslash. So Ctrl S. So if I run this, you know I'm having a single quote here, another single quote here, and the last single quote. It means it's going to escape this single quote and treat it as a string, and then is going to see this as just the last single quote, okay. So what will I do next? Let me run this program for you like this, and you see it works, okay. So it works, guys. Let me just clear that. Now this is the escape character. So what else can I escape using the escape sequence? Look, I can do this print. So first is to escape like a quote. So backslash and then escape a quote, and then I can print something like this. So let's say I want to actually print this. So I want to print a date, for instance, and the date is 23rd of March 2021. So I want to do 23rd of March 2021. Now what is going to happen is when I Ctrl S, right, sorry guys, I'm just trying to find the perfect example. So I'm actually using the escape character, 23rd of March 2021, Ctrl S. Now if I come here, if I run my code like this, so you can see that I have a problem because I'm using the escape character. Sorry. Okay, so because I'm using the, because I'm using the escape character on 20, my output is not coming very fine. So what can I do? I can actually escape this, right? So I can actually do like an escape sequence for this as well, right? And save that. So it's going to escape this and then save it. So the escape sequence can be used to print out like a literal escape character. So if we run this, you see that it's now corrected. So I have 23rd of March 2021. So this is another use of the escape sequence, right? Now one more use of the escape sequence is, let's say I want to print I love dogs on a new line. So how can I achieve printing I love dogs on a new line? I can use the escape sequence as well, and all I need to do is just type the escape sequence and type n and just save that. And once I save that, if I go back to my command prompt, let me just clear my screen, okay, and then I do this, I'm going to print that I love dogs on a new line, and you can see that it works. Okay, so I love dogs is now on a new line. So I hope you actually got this. You can also escape like double quotes, okay, if you want. So basically, whenever you put this escape character, the backslash, whenever you put it before a single quote, a double quote, it escapes those characters. And whenever you put it before an escape character itself, it also escapes it. And when you add the n, it gives you a new line. So there are other escape sequence out there. You just need to do a Google or check the Python documentation. You're going to see a whole lot of them, but I know you get the gist, I know you get the explanation. And that's all for this video. Now thank you for watching. In the next video we will talk about something very interesting, so I really want you to stay tuned to this programming course. Programming is fun, programming is good, programming is very profitable in 2021. So cheers to your learning. I'll see you in the next video, guys.